Oh, I'm looking forward to my relationship with Chris.
With Shawn, not Chris.
Oh, man.
How are you, baby? I'm on my best behavior.
I'm bringing around $2,500 worth of clothing, 190 pairs of women's panties.
They're not used, are they?
Don't worry about what I'm doing.
Oh my God.
Panties. Glorious panties!
Season 1 of 90 Day Fiancé, before the 90 days, was stacked with chaos. Paul and Karine, Darcy and Jesse, and yes, that's Darcy. We even get a throwback of Courtney. But buried in that season is something else entirely. A story that doesn't feel just messy. It feels wrong. Because this guy might be the biggest fool in 90 Day history. Meet Shawn, a delusional 47-year-old chasing a 20-year-old. There's a multiple sugar daddy situation, a sketchy business, and somehow scabies enters the chat. We don't just get drama here. It all starts the second he appears on screen. Shawn met Abby online.
I am substantially older than Abby. Abby's only 1 year older than my daughter. She's 20 years old.
The same age as his daughter. Massive age gaps aren't new for the 90 Day Fiancé franchise, but this one hits a bit differently. As Shawn is explaining that he's visiting Haiti to meet Abby for the first time, he shows what he's bringing with him.
I'm bringing around $2,500 worth of clothing, 190 pairs of women's panties.
Abby is reselling clothes for money, but that doesn't make this next scene any less creepy. His friend walks in and he's like pretending to fold them. You don't have to fold those or caress them, making that face. It's the strangest interaction. Like he's bragging about having all these underwear he just can't fit in his suitcase.
They're not used, are they?
No.
He also shows off this ring he plans to propose with. So I think we can all guess what Abby is in this for. She has this guy flying over to bring her clothes that she can sell so she can make money. He's very obviously her sugar daddy. And there's a possibility that he could bring her to the US. But when we meet Abby, we learn that he's not her only sugar daddy.
Chris is my ex. He's 64 years old and is from the United States.
Shawn knows about Chris, and his biggest concern is that he's not really Abby's ex. He wants this relationship to lead to marriage. Abby says she wants the same thing, but she can't seem to let go of Chris. She says that they were only together for a few months, but their dynamic just gives off this big transactional ick.
He thinks I'm intelligent and he wants to help me. He taught me a lot of things.
Abby says she's moved on, but it very much feels like Chris is lurking in the shadows. You get this feeling that he's still helping her out in some way. And a guy like this isn't just giving away his money without expecting something in return. That feeling carries into Shawn heading to Haiti. And what I think is the dumbest choice of outfit, no flannel? Maybe a V-neck? Is he trying to look like her grandfather getting off of the plane? Here's your panties, dear. I think he's trying to look like he has money with this polo. All these Americans come in just acting like they have all this money when they don't. All I see is an older guy wearing a sweater with a girl that is his daughter's age. Isn't it supposed to be hot in Haiti too? Yeah, he's sweating. And she just looks uncomfortable. She can't even remember which guy she met at the airport.
Oh, I'm looking forward to my relationship with Chris.
With Shawn, not Chris.
Whoops. So Shawn shows Abby everything he brought her and admits that he's spent a lot of money on this woman he just met.
I would say so far I've probably put about $12,000 into our relationship.
He gives her a laptop, an iPad. Oh, but she loves him for him, his personality. Then he has what he describes as the most magical night of his life with her. And she's like, meh.
He didn't know what I like, so I had to talk to him.
I know this woman is running a scam. Like, she's not even hiding it, really. And we also now know that there's 2 sugar daddies. And you can't ignore that she's so young. She's doing this to have a better life, not because Shawn is her perfect match. And it makes it painful to watch Shawn act like they will get married and ride off into the sunset with a mountain of panties.
Abby and I have talked about getting married.
He's so set on this though, and she's just like, yeah, sure. Whatever gets him more stuff for me to sell. So Chris doesn't come up for a while, but then something happens that brings him right back into the picture. Abby goes to a voodoo healer to have her look at a rash that she has.
It almost looks like poison ivy or poison oak, baby. How long have you had that now?
A month.
She's been itching and itching, worried that she is cursed.
When you catch that, you were not in Haiti.
No, I was in the Dominican Republic. My friend Chris and
His face when she said Chris, he was hoping for a curse.
Chris also has this.
yeah.
That throws up a red flag right there.
She is repeating, like a broken record, that they are now just friends. But Chris is going to visit soon.
And I promised to him that I will still be there for him and I will still see him.
And I don't think he's just expecting a friendly handshake from her. Well, not this kind of handshake anyway. She says a few times that Shawn knew of their friendship continuing, but he's now acting like a jealous boyfriend. So he decides to meet Chris when he lands in Haiti. Abby goes to pick him up by herself while Shawn waits. It's about to be a battle of the sugar daddies.
How are you, baby? I love her, and I think she loves me. We'll be in each other's lives forever.
He definitely does not act like they are just friends. I don't know why, but rewatching this, this is the guy that they are so worried about just cracks me up. This guy in his 60s is just the biggest threat to Shawn.
It's good to see you.
Yeah, that look doesn't scream friends.
Somewhere can we talk without microphones? I'm on my best behavior.
Yeah.
He wants the other handshake in this car. He does explain to her what her rash is, though, which is helpful.
So that's classic scabies, and Shawn has to be treated simultaneously.
So it's scabies, no curse. And if you don't know what that is, it's a parasitic infestation caused by tiny mites that burrow into the skin and lay eggs. I got that from Google. Pretty sure Shawn considers Chris to be a parasitic infestation at this point. So Abby brings Chris to meet Shawn, and the daddies face off.
My first impression of Chris is that he's arrogant. This situation was awfully suspicious to me.
Chris says he met Abby at a cafe, but Abby had previously told Shawn that they met online. So he asks to see their chats on Abby's phone.
I'm saying that you can't.
I do not want you and Abby having a relationship.
What's ironic to me is that Shawn is acting like this isn't just like the relationship he has with Abby. He's not special. Your polos don't make you any less of a sex tourist.
Good luck, babe.
Abby?
Leave me alone.
Abby can't ruin her arrangement with Chris, though, it seems. I'm guessing she gets a good amount of money from him, but I don't think she knows what to do next. I think Chris is the money, but Shawn is the possible green card. Shawn figures out that there is still obviously something going on between Chris and Abby. All it took was for him to see them together to realize this.
How long are you staying in Haiti? Till after I'm gone? You're using her for a sex toy.
I'm not going to participate in your drama.
But what did he expect? It wasn't at all suspicious that this 20-year-old was interested in you and just wanted to start a business with you? Not suspicious at all? Come on. I mean, I guess he really did think he was special if he brought her on a 90 Day Fiancé spin-off show.
The thing that bothers me is you and Chris having sex. And so
I swear you can see a slight smirk on her face.
there's a choice. It's me or it's him.
She just walks away.
She doesn't love me as much as she loves him.
I'm guessing Chris just provides more for her. He's like a traveling retiree. Shawn still doesn't seem to realize that she's scamming him too. He's holding an engagement ring, all sad. He says that she's being manipulated, which in a way, yes. I think Chris definitely took advantage of the situation, but she's an adult and I don't think that Shawn is better than Chris. Shawn is dressing up all nice, visiting a 20-year-old with his suitcase full of clothes for her to sell. And he thinks he's rescuing her from what? Like she's this damsel. She seems to have figured out how to take care of herself. But he did not meet a young woman from another country online for no reason. He must like this dynamic where maybe he feels more control than he does back in the US. So he could have just been done and ended it there. But he's desperate enough to agree that he can't stop Abby from talking to Chris. He just accepts that.
Do you love Chris?
Yes, I love Chris. He's my friend, no?
They do eventually agree that she will have no physical contact with Chris, though, which, what does that even mean?
I promise I'm not gonna have any physical contact with Chris.
She can still talk to him on the phone, text him. She just can't have sex with him. That's weird. I think she just had to agree to something for Shawn, so he will come back with more underwear to sell. So Shawn heads back to the US, but he has no confidence that Abby will stay away from Chris.
What do you put the chances of you guys working things out at?
25% maybe?
He's saying that he accepts that Chris isn't going away completely, but then heads back 4 weeks later saying it's to verify that she really stayed away from him. But then you learn that he actually came back to give her more clothes to sell too. So I actually think he made that up. He's not really checking in on her and Chris. I feel like he's trying to cover up the fact that he just came back to bring her more stuff to sell for money.
I brought a ton of clothes because somebody told me to bring more clothes.
What was that?
I don't know, but she was awfully demanding.
But no, you guys, this is true love. Shawn, you're a fool. Even Abby is getting tired of pretending at this point that this is just about love.
I want to be with him.
Yeah, she's head over heels, can barely contain herself. There's this big shift in this visit. Abby is very much like, I'm doing this. Deal with it.
I have to end my friendship with Chris. I will keep doing business with him.
What business are we talking about?
The same one we have together.
So this whole time, it was the same setup. These guys come to visit, give her clothes to sell, and then get something in return.
I make good money out of it to have a better life for me and my family.
And yet earlier she was saying that she won't have any physical contact with Chris. Isn't that a part of the deal? A relationship with her that I'm sure is physical? After meeting Chris too, I could totally see him getting petty and giving her more stuff more often because he knows about Shawn and doesn't like Shawn.
You can have the business
Then
relationship
okay,
with
we're
Chris.
good.
Fine, as long as you stay faithful.
As long as she stays faithful. Yeah, this guy is an idiot. What does he think this arrangement is? Even Abby's like, okay, dude, sure. The next time we see Shawn and Abby, it's on the tell-all. Shawn is there in person and Abby's on video chat. The first thing they mention is that Abby is safe from a hurricane, but this has her admitting that she's not actually in Haiti.
I'm not in Haiti now. I'm in DR. I'm in Dominican Republic.
We know one person who has a place in the Dominican Republic, Chris. And then we see Shawn react to the scene where Abby picks up Chris from the airport. This is when he's being very flirty, trying to get her to talk without cameras.
Babe, I'm sorry.
I like how she looked up to see if Shawn was looking and then pretended to cry. I don't like Chris, not at all. But I feel like they tried to spin the narrative here that Chris is so bad when Abby seemed happy with their arrangement during Chris's last visit, and Shawn and Chris pretty much have the exact same relationship with Abby. They try to say that Abby stopped accepting money from Chris for the last few months.
Chris was just using me and I was so stupid I couldn't even see that.
And a lot of people are like, oh, you're both old men. But the relationship that I have with Abby is based on love.
But to me, that just more confirms that she had the same relationship with Chris. She was getting money from Chris even when she was with Shawn.
Even when you were in the relationship with Shawn?
Yes, it was. I was staying in this condo. But all of this is gonna be in the past.
And he doesn't seem upset with Abby about that. He really believes that Chris was just using Abby and that they are meant to be. But at the same time, you realize during the tell-all that Abby's actually filming the tell-all at Chris's apartment.
Is Abby, so the apartment that you're in right now as I'm talking to you, that's Chris's apartment?
Yes.
Shawn says he isn't thrilled about it, but he doesn't really freak out.
Any other place in the Dominican Republic that you could have stayed other than Chris's apartment?
There's actually a lot of places.
He says that Chris isn't there, but like, Shawn, come on. He really just can't see that he's being scammed and really thinks that this will work out still. He thinks Chris is the villain when he is also Chris. So Abby says that Chris got mad at her and they stopped their business together. And she's going to leave and is really done with Chris. They got in some sort of an argument and it's over. And at the end, we see that Shawn has proposed. You idiot. I got the impression that the possibility of a green card had Abby trying to work things out with Shawn and accept the proposal, but Shawn didn't plan to stay in the US. We find out later that they did break up. They don't mention much during the season, but Shawn actually wanted to move out of the US and start a business in another country. In this live, he says that he still plans to move to the Dominican Republic and open a store.
You know, like I said, Abby and I are not friends on social media anymore. We're not talking to each other. Yes, I'm still planning on living in the DR. I'm going to open my store in Puerto Plata. I've got a business partner, and he and I are going to be forming a corporation soon, or an LLC, and just going to move on with my life and with the business, and put into action the plans that I have.
Abby did not take the online backlash well after the show premiered. Apparently, the final straw was that Abby claimed 2 women followed her in the Dominican Republic and yelled at her, calling her a whore. Leave a comment if you remember when this happened, because I saw some comments saying that that didn't really happen and she actually was caught with another sugar daddy, and that's why people were yelling at her. Don't approach people in public if you recognize them on TV and yell at them, but I'm wondering what that situation really was. If anyone knows anything about it, comment below. I have to wonder if Abby realizing that Shawn wasn't going to bring her to the US was the actual final straw or not. I wish we could have seen more of this play out and get a better insight into it. But in the end, Shawn and Abby went their separate ways. They were done. Abby actually ended up with a guy in England that is closer to her age. So after seeing all this, maybe you've seen it before, but overall, do you think that Shawn is the biggest fool in 90-day history? He's up there. He has to be up there. Would Shawn and Abby have worked out if Chris was not in the picture? And last, did she want Shawn for his green card, money, or his snazzy polo sweaters? That's the biggest question. Here's your panties, dear. I had a lot of fun revisiting this insane throwback drama. Which couple should we talk about next? Make sure to follow me on Instagram if you haven't already. And also, this is my QR code to my Snapchat. Anyways, thanks for watching. Bye!